Om Shri Sai Ram. We started off this year exploring the wonderful gifts that God has given us. Yes, it is our eyes, ears, nose, and we are left with our mouth, hands and legs. So today, why not try something new, my dear friends? For example, we know that we utilize our mouth to communicate, of course to eat also, and that I've dealt in a separate video, right? And our hands for lifting things or for exchanging commodities like buying, selling or giving and receiving. So why not swap the roles of these two organs and see if our hands can be used to communicate something. Okay, let me word it like this. Can our hands speak? Wow, even as I say this, I am really so excited and I want to know if our hands can speak. Let us try out. My dear friends, I am really so amazed to see that our hands can silently communicate so much. No wonder the dancers use their hands so effectively to convey a lot of emotions, and of course there are also a lot of healing mudras that we can practice and rectify our health also. And even as I say that hands can convey a lot of emotions, I am reminded of a story of a youngster who sought a job. He went and attended the interview, he gave the aptitude test and he was very brilliant and he came out in flying colors, and the final stage of meeting the CEO was all that was left. So when he had this personal interview with him, the CEO went through his credentials and said, "Wow, you've done so well, my boy. What is your father?" Then the boy said, "Sir, actually I lost my father when I was just 3 years old and it's my mother who's taking care of me." Then he was curious again to know where his mother was placed. Okay, he said, "What is your mother doing?" Then the boy said, "Sir, actually my mother helps in cooking and in housekeeping in 3 houses, and that's how she has raised me. I studied in a government school, I think you could have seen that, and she told me to focus in my studies and come up very well, and this means a lot to me, this interview and this job." The CEO just smiled. He said, "Just show me your hands." Now this boy was thinking, does the CEO know palmistry or something? Anyway, he just stretched his hands. And the CEO saw his hands and once again smiled, and he said, "My son, today you go back home and give your mother a nice hand massage and come back tomorrow." The boy was very dumbfounded listening to this, because this was not something he expected. Nevertheless, he had to do it, no, if he wants the job. So he thought, "Sure sir," he told, and he came back home. That day he came back home and his mother was eagerly waiting to know the results of the interview. He said, "I think I've gone through this interview, most probably I'll be selected, ma, but tomorrow I have to meet the CEO. His mother was overjoyed, but it didn't stop there. The boy said, "Ma, just show me your hands." And when his mother stretched his hands, he held his mother's hands in his own hands. And what a contrast it was. His hands were very clean, soft and delicate, and his mother's hands were rough, it was bruised and it was hard. When he held the hand of his mother, he realized all this. Then he said, "Ma, I'll be doing something for you. You have to be in that position itself, like I'll be giving you a manicure." His mother was surprised, like, what are you doing? He said, "No, you should not refuse at all. Just do as I'm saying." And he brought a bowl of warm water and kept it there and asked his mother to soak her hands. And he looked around the house. There was some jobs to be completed, which he had just left. So he went and quickly took the clothes from the washing machine, put it, he dried it, he cleaned up a few mess that was there, and he came back and sat next to her, and her hands were much better, cleaner and little bit softer. Obviously with one treatment you can't rectify it. And he applied moisturizer also. And that night after dinner, he sat with his mother. They both had a nice chat and they went to sleep. And this was again a rarity which he had never done. Next day he got ready and went to meet the CEO. The CEO asked him, "My son, how was the experience of cleaning your mother's hand?" The moment the CEO asked this question, tears came out gushing. He said, "Sir, you made me realize, of course I know that my mother has sacrificed a lot for my sake, but I didn't realize the kind of effort she has put in to raise me. Her hands were so hard and bruised and soiled, and my hands are so clean and soft without doing any work. Sir, you taught me the lesson of my life. I will surely come up and give her the much deserved rest." So the CEO was so happy listening to the transformation, the learning that had happened within this boy's mind overnight. He said, this is what I wanted you to learn. When you are the manager of an organization, there will be so many people who are working under you. It is not only you who is working. You should have the mindset to realize the worth of everybody's work. Only then you will also give your best and appreciate one and all. So my dear friends, these hands convey a lot. They can tell about the life of a person. I'm not talking of palmistry. The very presence of the hand can speak a lot of stories, but silently. But that's not all. There's a lot more for us to explore. So stay tuned. Bye-bye. My dear friends, we learned that hands can speak silently and convey a lot. Now, can hands tell a story? Okay, let us find out that also. So here is a picture that you see. Now, these are the hands of a potter. The potter's hands give shape to the clay which was useless and make it into a very, very useful commodity. Usually the potter's hands are compared to a teacher because the teacher molds the minds of the students and makes them get a purpose in life. Okay. So the next picture. This is again a soiled hands. Okay, it is the hand of a farmer. These hands ooze with patience, and Swami has told, no, love my uncertainty. The life of a farmer is one filled with hard work and positivity, and at the same time a lot of uncertainty. He has to work from the day he sows the seed till the day the plant is harvested. He has to wait in uncertainty, and these hands reflect that. And we have to remember that these hands of ours should not waste even a spoonful of food, because these hands have toiled a lot to make them. Okay, let's move on to the next hand and let's see what story that it can convey. And this is a final picture. Wow, these hands look so cute, no? These are the hands of a tiny little child stretching out its hand with the hope that there will be somebody who will hold on to its hand. So the hand of the elder should do justice to all this hope and confidence that this child has. And when I talk of this, I am reminded of two instances actually. The first one is the touch of Srirama, which made Ahalya overcome her curse and transformed the stone into Ahalya. And of course, the incident from the life of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was once traveling in a crowded place. There were hundreds and thousands of people surrounding him. Okay, and suddenly Jesus Christ asked, "Who touched me?" Now the disciples said, "Lord, there are so many people around you. How can we make out like who has touched you?" Still, Jesus Christ asked this question once again. Nobody answered, and the disciples were thinking, why is Lord asking this question? And when he repeated for the third time, a lady in a trembling way, she said, "Lord, it was I who did it. Actually, I didn't have the courage to touch you. So I just touched the robe, and I was actually suffering from an incurable disease. Many physicians tried to cure me, but they could not find the cure. And the moment I touched your robe, I know that I was cured, and I am all right now, and I am cured of the bleeding that happened to me for years together." Of course, my dear friends, we are not divine like Sri Rama or Jesus Christ or Prophet Muhammad or Gautama Buddha, but we can at least be humane and let our touch never cause discomfort to anybody. We can make sure at least of this much. Let our touch give happiness to somebody, a warmth to a sad heart, and let it be a source of strength where there is weakness. God has given us numerous gifts, the gift of all our sense organs and a sharp mind. There are so many people out there who may not even be having these. So let us start off this year and spend the years to come in our life in a useful way. And to all my dear friends who are watching this video for the first time, let me remind you to subscribe to the channel and press the bell button for notification. And my loving subscribers, let us spread this positive message to one and all. For that, you have to share this video and ask your family and your friends to subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and give your valuable comments below. So stay tuned, my dear friends.